The next step in architectural settings might be the most important. These steps are related to what particular categories of applications are required, what specific items are required for each of those categories, and what conditions might be required after the work's completed. So let's talk through these. If you navigate to Settings within the architectural portion, you can see a section called Types. This is pretty straightforward, and you'll have default types for your association. You can add, edit, or delete what particular categories of applications need to be submitted for your association. So for this one, artificial turf, attached patio cover, flooring replacement, etc. These are the categories of applications we expect people to submit. Anything other than this, they don't need to submit an architectural application for. Required items is the next section. Within required items, you can choose application, fees, uploads, blueprints, etc. But the required items on the most basic level are any items that are required before the committee can make a decision. Here you can see that you can choose what items are required for any type, for any category of application. We always require an architectural review agreement, a ledger charge, city permits, contractor insurance, etc. So you can choose what items are required for any application. And each of these items that you choose, let's look at an example. You can edit, delete, or add a requirement here. If I choose to edit an existing requirement, I can see the type of requirement. Is it just an acknowledgement, a deposit, a fee, a physical item that has to be turned in to the management team, or an upload, a file that can be uploaded through the portal? Is it management's responsibility or the resident, and what's the name and description? So these are all the different options you have when you set up a required item. In addition to the required items for all applications, you can also add specific required items for specific types. So in this case, you can see with artificial turf, it's a standard application type. The regular items are required: the review agreement, the ledger charge, the neighbor awareness form, the description, etc. With the attached patio cover, all of those required for all items are included, but there is an additional item of a patio cover sample piece, where we need a physical piece of what material this patio cover will be made out of, turned into the management team to review. So this is an example of how you can use required items. You can see here, most of these use the basic setup of all the items that are normally required, but the paint one has an additional fee. So however your settings are, this is how you manage required items based on types. Now, required items are a little bit different than conditions. If you go to the conditions section, you'll see that conditions are anything that's required after the decision has been made. So the most common items we see here are a notice of completion. We're calling this a condition. After the board approves, they approve it with the condition that once the work's completed, you need to submit a notice of completion. You need to notify us the work's been done. You need to submit a color photo, picture evidence of the work being completed, etc. So any conditions or needs that would come after the work's completed are noted here after the decision's been made. There can also be unique conditions as a one-off that are added for an association. So maybe there is an application, and when the committee reviews it, they say, this is all approved for the gate to be installed. One condition is that you need to make sure the gate does not come over this property line. They can add a particular condition into a request. So in here, they can add a one-time condition that is also required in addition to the notice of completion or the photo evidence. Same with required items. So all this to say, your types are what categories of applications are needed. Your required items is what needs to be received before the committee can make a decision. Your conditions are what needs to be received or done after that decision's been made. All of these can be edited on a global level for all types and categories. They can also be edited on an individual type for patio changes. For pool changes, there are specific edits. And furthermore, on an even more granular level, They can be edited on an individual application basis, or for a particular application, you add a single required item or condition based on the committee's instructions. Thanks for watching.